In a recent essay that was accepted for publication in On Landscape magazine, I write passionately about the art of photography and learning to see again through this wonderful practice. Since I picked the camera up just over 6 years ago now, I've been far more interested in the philosophical, the psychological and the spiritual practice of photography itself than I have about the technical and the practical. This art form has been instrumental in helping me to find myself, to find my soul, and been the catalyst for immense personal growth and transformation. Not only have I been learning to see photographs outdoors in the natural world, but that natural world has acted as a divine mirror for how I see myself, and I've been able to see myself in a much deeper, clearer, more whole way, and really deepen my understanding of who I am and why I'm here on this planet. As a result, this has helped me to further understand people in my immediate circles and people that I come across online as well. So photography has just been this incredible vehicle for growth and transformation, and really I've been able to link it to how photography can help us to create a better world together and to exist in a more harmonious and more understanding world. And isn't understanding what we're all seeking as human beings? I can't help but look around in the world and see that there's so much chaos and frustration. People just want to be heard, people just want to be seen. And photography for me has been my way of learning to see again. With the current climate, with the world in the way that it is at the moment, can't help but sense that people are crying out for connection, authentic, true connection with each other, with community. You know, we've spent a while in isolation over the past few years, and you know, it's been driving people insane in many ways. It's no wonder we see mental health cases on the rise and people really struggling and yeah, feeling so disconnected from the world. Well, out here, this is the perfect place to connect on a deeper level. If we can connect with the natural world, we can connect with the self, and then we can connect with each other. So I really feel a duty to share some of what I wrote about in the essay, and to come out here today to create this video and hopefully inspire you to go out and to seek your own path, to seek your own purpose, and maybe to find answers to your own existence. Maybe some of those will overlap with mine and intertwine with some of the reasons why I come outdoors and create. In this modern world in which we live, we're so often distracted, causing this disconnection. Our minds are usually on 100 things at once, either to-do lists, bills, the news, family, where we should be next. It's very difficult to come home, to come back to the place of presence and to come back to ourselves. Over the past few years, nature has been the place where I've been able to come home and find my center, find that place of stillness that allows me to exist within the moment. It is through this portal of nature that I've developed the presence within myself that I can then carry forth to other people, and to give people in conversation, in moments of interaction, that same presence, that same understanding. Out here is also where we develop our sixth sense of intuition and our understanding of people's aura, people's energy. We can see beyond the immediate form and understand, you know, people's spirit, so to speak. And for me, having observed the journey that I've been on objectively over the past few years, I mean, that has been simply profound. That ability to sense people rather than just merely see them with the eyes, but you can sense, and you can then understand things like body language and tone of voice perhaps. It is only when we escape the world of distractions and constant stimulation and come out to the natural world and sit in silence that we begin to build an understanding of that intuition, that energy, and the spirit of the human being. We learn to recognize things deep within ourselves, looking out into the mirror of nature, and that reflects back to us sides of ourselves, I believe, that maybe go unnoticed throughout usual daily life in the world of society and structure. Through the art of photography, we train our minds to observe. We are constantly looking for repeating patterns, like in the branches above my head in this composition here. We look for symmetry, we look for balance, we look for tonal structure, we look for things on the forest floor that can add to our composition or perhaps take it away. Constantly training ourselves to pay attention to details can transfer into our everyday life. We look for details and nuances within people, within each other. We learn to understand the nuances within ourselves, leading to deeper empathy, deeper understanding, deeper acceptance even. No composition is the same, no human being is the same. Not only that, but we learn to approach things from different angles. We move our camera just a little bit here and there. We move it left to right. We move the tripod 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches at a time. Subtle movements make all the difference in this art of photography. All of these things have complete transference into the world that we live in society. They can be taken into our relationships. And I've certainly seen that within my own relationships over the past few years. Constantly scouring the woodland for contrast in patterns, contrast in shapes, textures, colours, forces one to be present at all times. This is a skill that I believe is missing in the world. We so often find it difficult to be truly present with another human, to listen without feeling the urge to respond, to listen deeply and to listen with complete intent on fully hearing another person. This is how we understand, this is how we build bridges between each other, and this is how we can create a more harmonious, more understanding, more accepting and more beautiful world to live in. One thing that I've also found with this art form over the past few years is that it forces me to look at things from different angles, which can be incredibly beneficial when out in the world, because, you know, how boring would this world be if we all looked at the same problem from the same standpoint? Well, photography, I believe, can make us better problem solvers because we train ourselves to look and observe in different ways. You know, I've picked this tree as a subject, not one I'm going to create a photograph from, but just to demo this part of the practice really. Yeah, so I stand in one location and maybe I'd take a photograph from here, but that might not always be the best way to do it, you know. It might make sense to move around a little bit, maybe to move the tripod a few meters, maybe get a little bit closer to the subject, who knows, let's see. There we go, maybe that's the composition, who knows. We might move again. You know, we have infinite possibilities for photographs when out with the camera. We can open up the focal length, we can look up, for example. we can look down, we can zoom. Let me just focus that. There we go. Look up, look down, look all around, move, approach things from a different angle. You just never know what you might find. I'd like to reference now a further piece of writing titled A Bridge Between Two Worlds that is referenced in the On Landscape publication. The camera is a bridge that connects two worlds. Not only does it capture what it sees in the external world that is so familiar to us all, but it reflects at the same time the inner world of the artist, one that is completely unique and so often unknown and unseen, even by the artist's eyes at times. I've learned through my own practice that the further I explore out in the natural world, the further I also explore within. The great John Muir once stated, "I only went out for a walk and finally concluded to stay out until sundown. For going out, I found, was really going in." As I've developed my sense of sight externally, so I've gained more clarity and perspective as I continue to look within. And I walk with one eye closed to further study myself as I take walks outdoors into nature. By studying nature with patience, intent and deep observation, so I've studied myself over the past few years, leading, as I stated before, to further awareness and deeper sense of presence as I go about my daily life. Through this wonderful creative practice, I believe that we can all deepen our self-awareness, increase our understanding, and as a result, increase our consciousness to walk around this earth as a more whole, more healed, and more understanding human being as well. Okay, I think that's probably more than enough from me for one episode now. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to know whether you've taken anything of value, of significance away with you from the words that I've spoken today. This style of video where I'm expressing and sharing more of the deeper thoughts that I have around photography, around nature, around creativity is something that I'd love to do more of in the future. So yeah, please let me know if you have resonated with anything that I've spoken about. I deeply believe in what I'm doing with this art form, with the words that I have been sharing through my writings and with my photography as well. I believe that this art and this practice of both photography and writing, and of course being outdoors in the natural world, can have a deep impact and make a profound difference in the world. I believe that humans need nature now more than ever. And I share my own personal story as a way to hopefully inspire other people to go out in search of their own truth and follow their own path. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to bringing you more in the future.